They were both 20, and Paris still felt like a dream they hadn't fully stepped into. Aiko Tanaka had been in the city for 3 weeks when she finally worked up the courage to explore it alone. She wore a soft beige coat and carried her sketchbook like a shield. Kyoto had taught her to observe quietly, but Paris demanded confidence-wide streets, bold art, and strangers who met your eyes without apology. Haruto Sato had been there a month longer. He rented a tiny attic room near Montmartre where the stairs groaned like they were alive. His camera went everywhere with him. He told himself he was collecting references for school, but really, he was trying to understand how a place could feel so alive and yet so lonely. He was chasing a feeling he couldn't quite name, trying to capture the soul of the city in a single frame. They met for the first time on the Ponte des Arts, the famous Bridge of Lovers. Aiko had stopped right in the center, completely absorbed in the way the river caught the late afternoon light. She was trying to memorize the exact shade of gold dancing on the water, a color she'd never seen before. For a moment they just stared, the noise of Paris, the traffic, the chatter, the distant accordion music fading into a soft hum behind them. Haruto, mortified about the pencil, insisted on buying her a coffee to apologize. They found a small cafe nearby, the kind with tables squeezed too close together and the day's menu scrawled on a dusty chalkboard. Aiko ordered nervously, her French accent soft and careful. Their first official date was a week later. Haruto planned it carefully, even though he pretended it was all spontaneous. When she arrived, he was already there, shifting his weight from foot to foot, clutching 2 tickets in his hand like they were precious jewels that might escape. Aiko stood very close to the canvases, her eyes shining as she took in the strokes of color. "They feel like they're breathing," she whispered, her voice filled with awe. Haruto found himself watching her instead of the art. He watched the way her eyes traced the painted flowers, the way she tilted her head, completely lost in the moment. "It is," he said softly, holding her gaze. After the museum, they walked along the Seine, sharing a warm crepe dusted with powdered sugar. It was a simple, perfect Paris moment. Powdered sugar clung to the tips of Ico's gloves, and, without thinking, Haruto gently brushed it away. The conversation flowed more easily now. They were laughing, teasing each other, and sharing stories that mattered. Haruto confessed he wasn't sure if architecture was what he really wanted to do anymore, that the pressure to have a plan was suffocating him. "Maybe it's okay not to know yet," Aiko said, her voice gentle and understanding. He smiled at her then, a real, unguarded smile. "Maybe it is." "I'm really glad I met you." When they finally pulled apart, their foreheads rested together. They weren't just two lonely students in a foreign city anymore. They were 20. It was their first date, and it felt like the beginning of everything. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. See you next time.